mic I use?
No.
Okay.
Only if you want this one, I have to turn it on.
I'll use this. That's fine. I'm just going to put it down a little bit. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our first concert of 2024. And you probably all know who I am, but for those of us that are watching on YouTube, my name is Marty Acketts, and I'm the Adult Programming Coordinator here for the library. And I'm really, really excited. Last year, when they were here, I got COVID, so I wasn't able to come to the concert. It killed me. But I did watch it online. I do have to thank a couple organizations, groups. I have to thank the Peter White Public Library, Friends of Peter White Public Library, who paid for all the live streaming equipment. So if you are watching online now or after the fact, that's due to the Friends, and they're just a wonderful, wonderful group for us. And then I also have to thank the Carol Paul Memorial Trust Fund. They are the one, that trust fund is the one that pays for all the musical entertainment that you see here. Really, really wonderful. So I'll just let you know a couple things that are upcoming this week and next week. Tomorrow night, we have our monthly meeting of the Marquette Poets Circle upstairs in the Shiras Room from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. If you have poems or are interested in listening to people talk about poems, it's from 6:30 to 7:15. We workshop poems, and then we have an open mic from 7:15 to 8. It's really, really wonderful. Even if you have never, ever in your life gone to a poetry reading, you should show up for that, because it's really, we get quite a different variety of writers. And then Friday, if you're an Elvis fan, DocuCinema here at 12 noon, we are screening in honor of, believe it or not, Elvis Presley's would have been his 89th birthday. And we are screening a documentary called Elvis Returned to Tupelo, where he returns to his hometown. And so that starts at 12 noon right here in the community room. Free popcorn. I don't know if that's a draw for you guys, but anyway. And then next week we have a couple things going on. The one that I want to highlight is our Global Cinema next Friday. It is Sojat Ray's Devi the Goddess, and he's an Indian. He's probably one of the most famous Indian directors that lived in the 20th century. And Devi the Goddess is considered to be probably his masterpiece. So we're going to be showing that next Friday, 12 noon, right here. And and if you want to find out all the other things that are going on, we got the January flyers, we have the February flyers, and we are also having a community conversation part of that series, and the subject of that series is going to be misinformation in the information age. So we have lots of different programs about artificial intelligence, about bank fraud, about mastering media in the digital age, all kinds of things. And that's on this little card, so you can pick that up as well. But you're not here to hear me talk. You're here to hear these guys sing and play. So please put your hands together for Molly, Mavis, and Brian, the Make Believe Spurs.
Oh, thanks so much. Thank you, Marty. It's a real treat to be here. We've been looking forward to this for a long time.
For about a year.
Yeah. It hasn't been on the books for a year, but we've been looking forward to getting the opportunity to come back ever since we played here last winter. And I'm going to start with a song about the Upper Peninsula. This is an original called Traveling Shoes. There's a hunter's moon rising on the shores of that big lake. It's not winter yet, but you can tell it's on the way. I might stay up all night looking for those northern lights, even though they're so hard to find. From the Keweenaw to the Huron Mountains, and all the nooks and crannies along the way. When the morning sun rises on the water, we'll raise a cup of coffee in this tune. I've been around a block or two, it's the only place I know where I feel like hanging up my traveling shoes. singing along with Dylan when he was tangled up in blue. And there's a campfire waiting in the great north woods for you. The sound of coyotes howling when there's not a soul around might be the closest thing to heaven I've found. From the Sulaks across to the Portage, on the banks of laughing rivers along the way, when the morning sun rises on the water, we'll raise a cup of coffee in this tune. I've been around a block or two, it's the only place I know where I feel like hanging up my traveling shoes. May superior breezes blow now and forevermore. May the wildness in your heart stay untamed. When the morning sun rises on the water, we'll raise a cup of coffee in this tune. I've been around a block or two, it's the only place I know where I feel like hanging up my traveling shoes. I feel like hanging up my traveling shoes. Thank you very much. Well, as I mentioned, that's a song about the Upper Peninsula. Tried to mention a lot of my favorite things about the UP in it. Is we're all transplants. Mavis has been here the longest for sure. This is Mavis Farr on the drums and the vocals tonight. She's originally from Detroit, but she's been in the UP for about 30 years. Molly and I are trying to catch up as best we can.
It's going to take some time.
We moved up here from Indiana, my home state, just about 2 years ago, and really grateful every day. I'm so thankful to wake up in my favorite place on earth. We moved here because I love the UP and learned about it from my grandparents, and from the first time I came up here about 8 years ago, I just knew this is where I wanted to be. So anyway, that's a little bit of the backstory, how we ended up here, and with that song. And this next one ties into Molly's roots. She's originally from Kentucky, the bluegrass state.
Heck yeah.
So we're going to play a bluegrass tune she came up with.
Yeah, this is one I wrote from the perspective of some aspen trees that we found hiking in Wyoming a few years ago that were kind of growing around each other. And it kind of reminded me of community, and I tried to get that out in this song. Here I stand in Aspen, been around for many years. I've seen animals and people, and trouble spurned by fear. I watch over the forest from my place onto this hill. Changes happen round us, like changes always will. There's a storm moving eastward over mountains in my head. All I can do is stand up here and brace myself for death. The fires have invaded, I'm counting on my days. The forest will go on and on without me and my ways. I'll miss the jagged hillside, my roots are still digging. I'll move up to the heavens and watch the changes when there's a storm moving eastward over mountains in my head. All I can do is stand up here and brace myself for death. So a new life is growing strength regain. Perhaps I'll just stay standing till death knocks once again. There's a storm rolling each way, the mountains in my head. All I can do is stand up here and brace myself for death. Here I stand in Aspen, been around for many years. I still watch over the forest, my friend death is always near. Thank you. So clearly my Kentucky heart was swayed by that guy's picking over there. Brian grew up playing bluegrass in Indiana with a bunch of older guys that kind of like mentored him in the best way possible.
For sure. Bluegrass is like that. And I've been fortunate to play with a lot of good musicians over the years. And my favorite band I've been in is this one, though, because these two are pretty awesome. We're going to do some 3-part harmony, as a matter of fact. This is
some more bluegrass.
Yeah, this is another bluegrass tune by an artist we all love, Gillian Welch, incredible songwriter. And this is one she came up with about doing some farming. You know, that dirt gets on your hands, and, well, there are things that happen. This is called Red Clay Halo. All dance with the boys from the city, but they don't care to dance with me. Well, it ain't my fault that the fields are muddy and the red clay stains my feet.
And it's under my nails and it's under my collar, and it shows on my Sunday clothes. Oh, I do my best with the soap and the water, but that damn old dirt won't go.
Through the pearly gates, my gown being old and stone.
But just a
Red clay road with red clay wings and a red clay halo for my head. Now it's mud in the spring and it's dust in the summer, when it flows in a crimson tide. Till the trees and the leaves and the cows are the color of the dirt on the mountainside. But when I pass through the pearly gates,
my gown be golden instead. But just a
red clay road with red clay wings and a red clay halo for my head.
Now Jordan's banks, they're red and muddy, and the rolling water is wide. Oh, but I got no boat, so I'll be good and muddy when I get to the other side.
And when I pass through the pearly gates,
my gown be golden instead. Oh, just a
red clay road with red clay wings and a red clay halo for my head.
I'll take a
Red clay road and red clay wings
and a red clay halo for my head.
Thank you. So the next song we're going to do is by a band called Houndmouth, and I had never heard of them until Mavis brought them along.
Yeah, this is a Mavis band for sure. They're from New Albany, Indiana. They're from my home state, but I didn't know a whole lot about them, and I still don't, to be honest.
But we did figure out why they're called Houndmouth. And that's because when they were first recording, they were recording at home, and so there were these neighbors' dogs that kept barking so much they would come through the microphones, and so they would mess up the recordings.
I think it's like from that movie, A Christmas Story. You know, the the Hillbilly Neighbors, the
Bumpus
Bumpus Hounds. It kind of reminds me of that. But anyway, this is a great song. It's called Gasoline.
Oh, how you talk a big game. Remember when we waltzed in the rain? You know I am nobody's girl. I just wasn't made for no diamonds or pearls. Gasoline. It don't burn as fast as me, poor boy. Maybe I'll meet my maker on a bedroom floor. Out with my bloodshot eyes, rock me and you'd roll me through the night. It was only just then I could see I was alone, feeling so lonely. Gasoline. It don't burn as fast as me, poor boy. Maybe I'll meet my maker on a bedroom floor. Time's come to tell you the truth. Tell you what you already knew. I'm a fool, wrapped up in you. When the morning comes, I'll be gone. Gasoline. It don't burn as fast as me, poor boy. Maybe I'll meet my maker on a bedroom floor. Maybe I'll meet my maker on a bedroom floor. Thank you.
Here's one of my favorite things about Mavis.
Uh-oh, it's right.
First of all, this band started because Mavis informed me that she was joining the band.
After a year and a half of Brian asking.
Right. After I'd been inviting her, was like, do you want to jam? Do you want to like maybe sit in sometime or play together? And she was always like, maybe. And nothing ever happened. And finally, one time that I asked, she was like, I'll start playing with you tomorrow.
We had a brunch gig at the Delft.
And she's been playing with us ever since. But I knew she was a drummer. I didn't know that she sang. She never told me. Nobody else ever told me. And so she joins the band.
Why did Kira tell you?
I don't know. But like 2 weeks later, Mavis starts sending me songs. She's like, let's do this one and let's do that one. I'm like, that's great, but I don't know these songs. Who's going to sing them? And she said, well, I am. I'm like, well, I didn't know. Nobody told me. So that was a wonderful surprise. And
It's a band, right?
it's a band. Like, that's how we went from just being like, a guitar and drums thing to also having this 3-part folk harmony stuff. Was a very wonderful surprise. So we're going to do a little bit more of that on these next couple of songs. We're going to play one by another Midwestern band. They're from Columbus, Ohio. They're called Camp. And this is a great tune of theirs called By and By. Driving through West Virginia, like cinnamon thinner, with that chip on my shoulder. This past year I got so much older, looking back over my life, spent most of it tongue-tied. I wish I'd spent more time listening to you speak your mind. Now I'm thinking about her every day on my mind in typical way. Are you and I folks? Thinking about her every day on my mind in typical way. Are you and I folks?
Drinking coffee black as iron, and I couldn't be much higher without falling out of my chair. I've been so numb for so many years now.
Thinking about her every day on my mind in typical way. Are you and I folks? Thinking about her every day on my mind in typical way. Are you and I folks?
And it's amazing to be blinded by the light, to be lonely in the night. And it's blowing in the breeze, babe. I got dust in my eyes and rust in my mind.
I'll be home come next spring. Won't you say you love me later?
By and by.
Looking back over my life, I spend most of it tongue-tied, holding my belt tight. It's just me and the stars tonight. Two fingers in tight line, keep my head above the airplane. I wish I'd spend more time listening to her speak her mind now.
Thinking about her every day on my mind in typical way. Are you and I folks? Thinking about her every day on my mind in typical way. Are you and I folks? Thinking about her every day on my mind in typical way. Are you and I folks? Thinking about her every day on my mind in typical way. Are you and I folks?
For me. Thank you. All right, Mavis, this next song is by an artist that you told me was one of your heroes, maybe one of your biggest influences. Is that right?
Yeah.
Jason Molina. How did you come across his music?
There was this tiny club that a friend of mine started in Duluth in the early 2000s, and Magnolia Electric Company somehow got booked there. And I didn't know who they were. And my friend Trish and I came in early to like clean and help set up chairs. And he asked us to do his merch.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
I mean, it's pretty good.
So
Mavis has a lot of these stories, too.
She does. So Magnolia Electric Company was one of the bands that Jason Molina had. And again, this is an artist I wasn't familiar with. He was born in a small town in Ohio, and then he actually moved to Indiana and was based there for a lot of his career in Bloomington and Indianapolis. And he passed away a number of years ago at a pretty young age, which I think is why some younger folks like me aren't as aware of his stuff. It's great. So if you haven't heard anything by Jason Molina, look him up. He was an exceptional songwriter, and this is a really beautiful song.
It's still one of my
his.
favorites that we do.
Yeah, we really like this one. It's called Whippoorwill. Got my window open at the Southern Cross Hotel. It's been my longest night, I can tell. And by the way, I'm not surprised to see the desert cover over paradise.
Count every road a dendron in that cool mountain light. I've made more mistakes than that just tonight. So all you folks in heaven not too busy ringing the bell. Some of us down here doing very well. Some of us with our windows open in the Southern Cross Motel.
Waiting for you to sing that song again, the one you were singing at the very fall of man. It ain't hallelujah, but it might as well have been. Sing it, brother, one more time. Sing it, brother, one more time. Sing it, sister, one more time. Sing it, sister, one more time. Once for everybody who got left behind. Whippoorwill, oh whippoorwill, whippoorwill, oh whippoorwill, whippoorwill, oh whippoorwill. Oh, thank you. All right, so we got a couple songs by more familiar artists, and then we're going to get into some more originals as well. But right now, we're going to play a song by the Grateful Dead, and then a song by Bob Dylan. And now, my
Brian's
heroes,
biggest influences of the past year.
right? So that's actually the introduction to the last song. I was sitting at the Landmark one night with Mavis, and I asked her, I was like, you know, who's your Bob Dylan? Because my two heroes are Bob Dylan and John Prine. And she said Jason Molina was her Bob Dylan. So that was...
And also my John Prine.
and also her John Prine. So that was a pretty big statement. But I get it after hearing his stuff. So we're going to definitely get around to some Dylan and Prine. But right now, no band has been there for me more in the last couple of years than the Grateful Dead. And by that I mean their music just touches something for me that helps me get through tough times. This song specifically.
He got really excited about the Yule log.
Yeah, there was over Christmas. It might still be up.
It's still up. I checked.
Oh, great! You can get on YouTube and search for Grateful Dead Yule log. You know, like the things you can put on your TV to show like a crackling fireplace.
In case you don't have a fireplace, like we don't have a fireplace.
There's one with just live Grateful Dead from 1974. So We're going to play a Dead song right now. One time this year when we were going through a tough patch in the summer, Mavis said to me, I think the only thing that would make it feel okay is if we played Ripple 10,000 times. So we're still trying.
working on
We
it.
did the math of how many days it would take.
It would- It's a lot.
A really long time.
It's multiple times a
You
day.
guys are
for a
falling
lot
behind.
Of days. We're way behind.
We got a lot of time in the van coming up.
So we're going to try to start catching up, and we're going to do Ripple right now. If my words did glow with the gold of sunshine, and my tunes were played on the harp unstrung, would you hear my voice come through the music? Would you hold it near as it were your own? It's a hand-me-down. The thoughts are broken. Perhaps they're better left unsung. I don't know. I don't really care. Let there be songs to fill the air. Still water when there is no pebble toss, no wind to blow. Reach out your hand. If your cup be empty, if your cup is full, may it be again. Let it be known. Is a fountain that was not made by the hands of man. There is a road, a simple highway between the dawn and the dark of night. And if you should go, steps alone. Ripple in still water when there is no pebble toss, no wind to blow. And you who choose to leave must follow. But if you fall, then you fall alone. And if you should stay, then who's to guide you? If I knew the way, I would take you home. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da da. Thank you. There's really nothing like a good la-da-da-da-da, you know?
Everybody can sing along with that part.
Yeah.
The words aren't even watermelon.
Okay, so we got a Bob Dylan song here. This is from 1962, very early Bob Dylan.
Again, another song that Mavis introduced to us.
Yes.
Which is very funny to me because Brian's the one obsessed with Dylan.
Yes, but I have so much to learn about Bob Dylan and about life. I'm trying, day at a time. Here's one called "Walking Down the Line."
Well, I'm walking down the line, walking down the line, walking down the line, feet will be flying, tell about my troubled mind.
Well, I got a heavy-headed gal. I got a heavy-headed gal. Got a heavy-headed gal. She ain't getting well. She's better one time to tell.
And I'm walking down the line, walking down the line, walking down the line, feet will be flying, tell about my troubled mind. My money comes and goes, my money comes and goes, my money comes and goes, rolls and flows through the holes in my pockets and my clothes. And I'm walking down the line, walking down the line, walking down the line, feet will be flying, tell about my troubled mind.
I see the morning light. I see the morning light. Well, it's not because I'm an early riser. I didn't go to sleep last night.
And I'm walking down the line, walking down the line, walking down the line, feet will be flying, tell about my troubled mind.
I got my walking shoes. Well, I got my walking shoes. Well, I got my walking shoes. I ain't gonna lose. Believe I got my walking shoes.
And I'm walking down the line, walking down the line, walking down the line, feet will be flying, tell about my troubled mind. Well, I'm walking down the line, walking down the line, walking down the line, feet will be flying, tell about my troubled mind.
Thanks, everybody. All right.
You got to recombobulate over there.
Oh, yeah.
Brian's used this stomp board for so long, which is the homemade kick drum that his dad designed and made, that he forgets sometimes to give it back to Mavis.
I do. We've got all sorts of weird stuff.
Including
up here.
ourselves.
Yes. Molly, you got a song for
Sure
us?
do. This is one I wrote a few years back by this point, I think, that kind of is asking for a day off from the world. There's a lot that goes on that we get inundated with, and as somebody with anxiety, I take all of it in. And so there are days that I look at Brian and I'm like, I don't want to hear any news. I don't care if it's good. I don't care if it's bad. Don't tell me anything. I'm going to crochet in a corner and do nothing. And so this is asking for one of those days. I'll get back to work the next day, but it's called Atlas and Hercules. I wake up exhausted from the day. A day or two begin, but I know I'll be expected to take on the weight of the world, and I can't carry it today. I feel much like Atlas from the Greeks, condemned to hold the sphere and think about my role in this world and what I've done to help. And I don't want to hold it today. There are conflicts around the globe and some in our backyard. I focus on the good as I stare up at the stars. Tomorrow I'll be back and work to heal the world and bring it peace. But I can't care today. Everything is begging for my eyes. Take a look around to see see if what they're selling me is lies and what truth it really holds. But I can't find out today. Hercules could learn some things from me. I've had my share of trials, and I like to think I carry them well, but my reserve is wearing thin. I have reached my breaking point today. There are conflicts round the globe, and some in our backyard. I focus on the good and stare up at the stars. Tomorrow I'll be back and work to heal the world and bring it peace. But I can't care today. We can't carry it all. There's always outrage, never hope. Take a breath, let down your load. Rest, recoup, and start again. 'Cause there are conflicts around the globe, and some in our backyard. I focus on the good as I stare up at the stars. Tomorrow I'll be back and work to heal the world and bring it peace. But I can't care today. No, I can't care today. Thank you.
Well, here's a John Prine song about making your own little world. This is called Spanish Pipe Dream. She was a level-headed dancer on the road to alcohol, and I was just a soldier on my way to Montreal. She pressed her chest against me about the time the jukebox broke, and then she gave me a peck on the back of the neck, and these are the words she spoke. Blow up your TV, throw away your paper, move to the country, build you a home, plant a little garden, eat a lot of peaches, try and find Jesus on your own. Well, I sat there at the table and I acted real naive, for I knew that timeless lady had something up her sleeve. Well, she danced around the barroom, she did the hoochie coo, and sang a song all night long, telling us what to do. Blow up your TV, throw away your paper, move to the country, build you a home, plant a little garden, eat a lot of peaches, try and find Jesus on your own. Well, I was young and hungry and about to leave that place, when just as I was leaving, well, she looked me in the face. I said, you must know the answers. She said, no, but I'll give it a try. To this very day we've been living our way. Here's the reason why. We blew up her TV, threw away her paper, moved to the country, built us a home, had a lot of children, fed them on peaches, and they all found Jesus on their own. Well, blow up your TV, throw away your paper, move to the country, build you a home, plant a little garden, eat a lot of peaches, try and find Jesus on your own, try and find Jesus on your own. Oh, thank you. Well, John Prine, my favorite songwriter, probably who I try to be like as a human being. I don't succeed most days because John Prine was a person that everybody that knew him said was just so generous and kind and full of joy and always looking to find the humor in life wherever he could. And that comes into play at the end of this next song. But this is a tune I wrote after my grandma passed away back in the spring of last year. She was a really, really remarkable woman. And I always like to say this. She was my biggest fan.
Yep.
And it had nothing to do with me playing music.
She still would have been his biggest fan, even if he wasn't good at it.
Or even if I never played music at all. She was just my biggest fan because that's what grandmas do. And she put so much love into the world. I was not prepared for the vacuum that would be there when she left this world. And so I wrote a song about it. And it's called Mixed Up World. It's a mixed up world. There's trouble in the turns, sadness in the sunshine, darkness when it storms. But in a mixed up world, there's joy in the pain, just as the flowers after a real hard rain. Well, I don't know about the next life or if I even wanna go. Peace and acceptance are coming to me slow, but I can hear my grandma's voice in every song I know. That's why I've been singing all along. Well, in this mixed up world, there's 7 billion souls. We don't share a single fingerprint, but we share this rocky road. What a mixed up world. It's hard to be a soul, but leaving a trail of kindness is the only way I know. And I don't know about the next life or if I even wanna go. Peace and acceptance are coming to me slow, but I can hear my father's voice in every song I know. That's why I've been singing all along. Oh, I don't know about the next life or if I even wanna go. Peace and acceptance are coming to me slow, but I can hear my mama's voice in every song I know. That's why I've been singing all along. It's a mixed up world. You better hold on tight. And just like John Prine said, don't forget to write. Thank you.
That was John Prine's writing advice for songwriters.
Yes,
Don't forget about
it. Yeah, that's what he would always tell people when they'd ask him, "What should I do? What's your advice as a songwriter?" Don't forget to write. That pretty much sums
It's
it
so
up.
simple, but it is so accurate.
All right, this next one is by Nathaniel Rateliff. We love him as a band, amazing songwriter, originally from Missouri, been in Denver, Colorado for about 25 years. I discovered him, I knew about him, but I really started to love his music when I saw him paying tribute to John Prine after John Prine passed away from COVID back in 2020. I could tell how much John Prine's music meant to him, and that made me want to find out more about him. And what I discovered is that he's one of the most incredible songwriters I've ever heard.
Yeah.
So we're going to do this Nathaniel Rateliff tune that's kind of become, I guess, sort of a life mantra for all of us. And it's still all right. It ain't all right the hardness of my head. Now close your eyes, spin around, say hard times you could find that it ain't the way that you want, but it's still alright. Late at night, do you lay around wondering, counting all the lines? It's so funny now, see, times are hard to get this far, but it ain't the way that you want. I'll be damned if this old man don't start to count his losses, but it's still alright. So you learn a lot out there, how to scorch and burn, going out to bury your friends, and then you find it gets worse, standing out on a ledge with no way to get down. Start praying for wings to grow. Baby, just let go. Spinning out ahead. It was cold outside when I hit the ground, so I could sleep here, forget all the fear, but it will take time to grow. Maybe I don't know. Hey, tonight, baby, think about it. Remembering all the times that you pointed out, see, glass is clear, but all this fear starts leaving a mark. Idle hands are all that stains from your time in the dark, but it's still alright. Well, thank you so much. Well, I'm going to switch gears here, and for our last song or two of the night, I'm going to play this guitar made from a book, because we're at a library.
Now, it's a fake book, is what I will say. It is wooden, and the reason it's a book is because Brian has a couple of these cigar box style guitars, and the rest of them are actual cigar boxes. But the pickups on this one included so many things in them that they didn't fit in a regular cigar box. And so our friend Tony Hardwick, who lives back in Indiana, decided that he needed something bigger, and his wife just had one of these. So it worked out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And we're going to play a couple bluesy songs. We normally... We can kind of be like three different bands. We played a lot of the quiet stuff tonight because
we're in a library.
It's hard to play like songs about grief and you know, the journey of life when you're at a bar and people are like, you know, walking around with pints. But this is the kind of stuff you might hear, for instance, if you came to our show at Ordock Brewing on Saturday night. We're playing there and get into some bluesy stuff there too, I'm sure. This is one called Sitting on Top of the World. Was in the spring, one sunny day, my sweetheart left me. Well, she went away. Oh, now she's gone, and I don't worry. Lord, I'm sitting on top of the world. She called me up from down in El Paso, said, come back, honey. Well, I need you so. Oh, now she's gone and I don't worry. Lord, I'm sitting on top of the world. Mississippi River, well, it's big and wide. That woman I love is on the other side. Oh, now she's gone and I don't worry. Lord, I'm sitting on top of the world. Don't you come here running, holding out your hand. I'm gonna find me a woman like you found your man. Oh, now she's gone and I don't worry. Lord, I'm sitting on top of the world.
Don't like my peaches, don't shake my tree. Stay out of my orchard, let my peaches be.
Oh, now she's gone and I don't worry. Lord, I'm sitting on top of the world. Ashes to ashes, dust into dust. Won't you show me a woman that a man can trust? Well, now she's gone and I don't worry. Lord, I'm sitting on top of the world. Oh, now she's gone and I don't worry. Lord, I'm sitting on top of the world. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for being here tonight. A big thank you to Peter White Public Library for having us. Thanks to Marty for putting everything together. And real quick, we've got some make-believe Spurchendice there at the back. Always brings me joy to say that.
It's a
use
Mavis
that
joke, and
pun.
he took it for months.
Yes. We've got, of course, these two are artisans. They've got a side hustle, both of them. Molly is a crochet wizard. That's the best way I can describe it.
I start with some yarn. He looks over like 3 hours later, and I have something that I made.
I don't know how she does it, but it's beautiful stuff with really high quality fiber. There's some baby alpaca yarn, hats back there, and all sorts of wonderful creations. Mavis is a silversmith. She's a little intimidating to me because I've seen her work, and I know she can hammer and stamp and cut and solder and weld, and she can just do it all. So she's got her beautiful jewelry, and then we've got brand new T-shirts that just came out. They're only $20. We've got stickers and music, and check it out if you feel like it. And let's see. I've got a few ideas for this last song. What do you have, Mavis? All right. I tell you what. Mavis has wanted to play this song all day.
It's true.
Since before we loaded in.
I mean, if you're going to let me play drums in a library.
Okay, all right.
She wants to do it loudly.
So here we go. We're going to close it out with a song by the Pride of Akron, Ohio, the Black Keys. This is Lonely Boy.
Oh, no. You have to start it.
Yeah, you start it. Well, I'm so above you and it's plain to see, but I can't love you anyway. You tore my heart out, but I don't mind bleeding. Any old time you keep me waiting, waiting, waiting. Oh, oh, oh. I got a love that keeps me waiting. Oh, oh, oh. I got a love that keeps me waiting. I'm a lonely boy. I'm a lonely boy. Oh, oh, oh.
I got a love that keeps me waiting.
Well, your mama kept you, but your daddy left you. And I should have done you just the same. But I came to love you, and I'm born to bleed. Any old time you keep me waiting, waiting, waiting.
Oh, oh, oh. I got a love that keeps me waiting. Oh, oh, oh. I got a love that keeps me waiting.
I'm a lonely boy. I'm a lonely boy.
Oh, oh, oh. I got a love that keeps me waiting.
Keeps me waiting. I'm a lonely boy. I'm a lonely boy.
Oh, oh, oh. I got a love that keeps me waiting.
Thank you so much. Hope to see you real soon and be safe out there. Thanks for coming out tonight.